I'm just gonna start recording so that I wanted to have one that I can edit so that I can share this with people the next couple of days. All right, guys. So welcome to the third session. This is the third Vket exhibitor info session. We've just published this today. This is the space exhibition and how it stands. Now, very importantly, the number that you see here is only the numbers for people's first choice. So you're able to make a first, second, and third choice. It's what's called a ranked ballot. And as you decide which worlds you want to have, that goes into this chart. So you're looking at one of three choices that or maybe six that everybody has put in here. So the most competitive world by far right now is Kowloon Empire Void Alley. Yeah, this is 2 days ago. Yeah, that's true. So there's probably more now. We're at 960 circles. We got to 905 circles during the summer one around the same time before the event went live. So as you can see, it's more popular, which is great, which is weird for winter. Usually the summertime is less popular. So
spread out here, you can see it's like
that's right.
Less popular worlds.
Yeah, so
there's evenly on less.
Yeah, so to be clear, we have these space exhibitions. We're going to go through all of these in the slideshow in a minute here, but right now, as this stands, we have a couple of places that don't have any first choice. So, for example, Volcano City and Lake Village, they still have slots available. Fruit of Imagination only has 6 of 24 available slots, and so on.
This is very good for second choice.
That's right. So you can go in and actually change which worlds you chose to increase the chances that you'll get selected as we go through here. All right, so this is where we're at right now, and we're going to explain what all of these worlds are about in just a minute. I've got a slide-in app set up as well. And we are going to go grab the slide-in. We are going to go grab the slide-in URL, and I am going to throw this in here. And we're going to go through what this is all about. And this will be the first session I've recorded, except except for like the first one on Wednesday. So this will be like this is my third go at explaining this stuff to you guys. So I'm expecting you all to have really, really good questions. No pressure. All right.
If we have a theme for the spaces, does it have to align with the space theme?
It does not. It does not, but we recommend that you pick one that does align or try to make it align because essentially it's a writing prompt. And I'll explain all that as we go through. And we can go through all the worlds over here as well, like as you go through. And you'll notice, and maybe you'll be noticing like some of the worlds that might align best with you are really popular, right? So you may want to pick one that has slots available but still matches what you're doing, right? But let's go talk about it. So I'm gonna go punch it in over here, and we have a whole slideshow set up for you guys. Loading. There you go. So this is this wonderful little application is called Slide-in app. It's Slide-in SLIDEN.app. Slide-in app. It's a web page that just uses your Discord to sign in, and you can give it PDF files or PPT files or video files, and it will let you literally make a slideshow for everyone to see, which is really handy. This world, How's Your Progress, is made, of course, by Shadow River as a way to get together and meet people and help learn how to exhibit its VCAT, and we do progress sessions once we get into the actual creation process as well, and it's an excellent place to meet friends and learn about this whole thing and get help. Especially if you're a first-time exhibitor, right? So I highly, highly recommend popping in here whenever you see an instance of this world open, because it will probably be the first place that has all the information in English for the most part. Also, what you see to the left of us here are actual visual representations of how big each booth type is. But we'll get into what that means in a little bit.
Oh yeah, the quest one is wrong.
It'll get adjusted. Yeah, we're gonna show these slides and explain them. We'll go through them. Don't worry.
I forgot to make. I guess I'm gonna do it for tomorrow, for next one.
Hey, it's all good. So feel free to interrupt me and ask questions. I will give you guys prompts or time to ask those questions as well. And again, like feel free to like pop up and interrupt me. I'm only recording it for the sake of having something here. But we have lots of other people who have been exhibitors before, like my wife, directly across from me, Shifter K here. She has been.
Who's your wife?
That's her right there, Shifter K.
Is that real life?
Yes, she's sitting in the same room. So, but she has been a VCAT exhibitor along with me for many, many, many years. And if you guys have any questions about it, so is Shadow River. And we've have lots of folks. Pablo's here has been both a community exhibitor as well as a regular exhibitor. And we have lots of friends here who have done things at VCAT. So, these conversations are meant to be open, and it's generally a Q&A session as well. But I will. The idea behind this is to show you guys what is going on this VCAT, how to apply. Okay. So let's do it. This is the info session slide. So we're on the third one right now. The third info session is Friday, 9 p.m. We're doing it right now. Tomorrow, if you know anyone who's in the other side of the world or gets up a little bit earlier, I don't know anybody like that, but if you know anybody who's getting up early on a Saturday, yeah, on European time is also fantastic for that. Yeah, so. Yeah, 11 a.m. So that'll be the last info session because it's very close to the last day. So keep in mind that the times that we announce for the deadlines is happening in Japan Standard Time. So when we say the 15th, we actually mean the 14th in North America, right? If you're in Eastern Daylight Time, because most people are, Japan time is exactly 12 hours 12 hours plus 1. So it's 9 o'clock right now. It's 10:15 a.m. tomorrow in Japan right now. All right, so what's VCAT?
It's better to do one day before.
Yeah, make sure you do. Yeah, it's always a good idea to give yourself a 24-hour buffer, so just so you don't forget. So this is the structure of the session. We're going to try to keep it around this time, but usually goes a little bit longer, but that's okay. We're talking about what VCAT is if you're new here, what the worlds are going to be about, how you're going to actually exhibit, and all the different ways you can do that. And it's way easier than you might think. What the schedule is going to be like, and then we can, you guys can throw questions at me as much as you'd like, and we can stop in the middle to do it too. So what the heck is VCAT? VCAT is the world's largest virtual convention. It happens in VR chat. We've been doing this for 7 years, since 2018, which is awesome. We just had our 7-year anniversary very, very recently, and we try to run this event like a comics convention or an artist alley. Every 6 months, we throw an event, sometimes a little bit more than that if we do side events, and we do intend on doing the more popular we get, the more events we can do. But we really need your support, and we really do need sponsors and things like that to keep that going. At the moment, we are doing our mainline VCAT events regularly, once in the summer and once in the winter time. They mostly take place inside VR chat, but we have a few things on our VCAT cloud service as well, which we'll talk about. We just finished VCAT 2025 summer, and those worlds are now back available. How they work is during the VCAT event period, we have 2 para-real worlds. Those worlds are sponsor worlds that are full of our sponsors who are here because you guys are here. Really, VCAT is an indie creator convention most of all. It is really here for the community, by the community, built by volunteers in the community, and it's people who are building avatars or who are VTubing or who are singing or who are doing comedy shows, or if you have a huge community, maybe you're dancing, maybe you've got, maybe you're really into pool. Like, whatever it happens to be, VCAT is there to showcase those groups, and we provide a ton of tools and the ability to do it. And then we get a crack team of people who are inside the game industry. They either work in the traditional games industry or they've been working for Hickey for a really long time. And we get professional background artists to build the concept art for the worlds, and then we build the worlds out in gray boxing. We're already working on VCAT, the next VCAT, before the previous VCAT actually goes live. Hickey is a real company in Japan. We're based out of Ebisu in Tokyo. And we have about, we have more than 100 employees ish. It's I can't give an exact number, but there's a fair number of us here. It's a real business. We've been around for a long time. We throw this convention, which gets about 1.3 million people, and every 6 months, and then we have a real world convention that we also throw every 6 months, which gets 50,000 real people in person. It's a real VR chat convention in person, which is crazy. So if you're ever in Tokyo, highly recommend it. So every time we do this, we have a ton of different worlds that we showcase. This time we have 17 worlds, and we're going to go through them all. So these are our 2 corporate worlds, and this time they're Parareal Shinjuku which is, of course, an area in Tokyo. You might recognize the Kabukicho Gate here if you've ever played, like, Yakuza, like, or Dragon, or you know, like, if you played the Yakuza series of video games, you'll recognize that. Shinjuku is a really chaotic area in Tokyo. It's got, like, the hardest station ever to navigate, and it is generally, like, a very... Yeah, the seven layer train dungeon is in there as well, and it is a lot of fun. The whole design of this area is effectively chaos, and we're gonna bring it into that sort of like AR looking design, right? So the it'll have like holograms and additional things, but it will be the actual buildings in the city. And actually, to get that information about the city, like the actual topography and the buildings, some of those buildings are copyrighted, so we have to like talk to the ward and say, hey, can we do this? And we get permission to build these worlds out. We've done Akihabara before, and we've done Harajuku. This time we're doing Shinjuku. It should be a lot of fun. It'll be like lots of flying cars and all kinds of really interesting stuff. But we're gonna fuse it with cyberspace. If you guys don't know, these pararealization projects that we do, some years back we decided that we were gonna do 100 cities around the world, and we call it the pararealization project, right? So that is the plan. And this is the next one. A lot of people see Tokyo, people think of Tokyo as a city, but it's actually a metropolis with a bunch of cities attached to each other is the best way to describe it. And Shinjuku is one of those. Singapore is the second one. And as you can see, we've done bits and pieces of Singapore before, but never like as a full parareal world. Obviously, there was major inspiration from Singapore's airport, which is like the nicest airport on the planet. You should go look at pictures of it. You'll see where the inspiration for this comes from. Parareal Singapore is pretty interesting. It's one of our first, like East Asia, non-Japan areas that we've ever done. So it should be pretty interesting. It'll be a lot of fun. And those worlds will house our corporate exhibitors. These are the companies that help pay for Vket. This includes companies like Disney Plus, for example, and Netflix, Sony, Sega has done stuff with us before, Panasonic, and numerous other companies, Arc System Works and other groups like that. We're always very honored to have groups like them come in and help us pay for these events. But if you know or work for a company that might be interested in trying a really, really effective form of advertising, we've got lots and lots of case studies on our website at hickey.com to learn more about how advertising at Vket actually works. I always like to say, like, hey, we have a TV strapped to our face, so we're not going anywhere, and you don't have to worry about them looking at their phone while we're advertising them. It's also very sincere. A company like Canon can come in and work with our ambassadors to showcase what their 3D lenses can do, for example, at the last Parareal Hawaii event. And these worlds are also very limited, so they're only there for 2 weeks, and they're only there during the event itself. So if you miss it, you miss it, right? So it's a pretty special thing, and it does attract more people, which in turn attracts people to you guys in your regular exhibitor booth, and that's the most important thing. We want to bring as many people as possible to see the creations you've made in VRChat, and we work tirelessly every year to improve on like the flow and getting people to see every booth, and we do things like scavenger hunts, and we have an achievement hunting system and all kinds of stuff to make sure that you guys see like all of the things that are at Vket, and that everyone coming into Vket can also see it as well. So we work really, really hard for that, and we always take your feedback as well as we go through. But these two worlds are how we pay for it, and it's also how to attract companies and other people to come to it in the first place. So, new creator worlds. We have 4 brand new worlds built from scratch, but in fact, it's a little more than 4 because we are changing things up a little bit in the way that the worlds are being designed. So each one of these worlds has 2 different versions of it. Sometimes we reuse the assets, sometimes we don't. And very uniquely, we have a world that is being built in collaboration with some Western creators for the first time in a long time. And we're going to talk about that. So we got these 4 lovely worlds here. Starting with Kowloon Empire. This is currently, as you saw from the chart that we added over there, the most popular. This is the most popular one. So think back alley dentists with dubious anesthesia, other things like that, stores that you might have not seen before, and other really interesting. Yeah, Kowloon is great. Now, Kowloon's Void Alley is essentially like what's behind the dazzling facade. If you've been to other Kowloon Empire maps, and you can go visit them again if you'd like, there's been a casino world and an arts district world and other things like that. This is the place behind that. It's like where it's the real inner city life working class people are in, and essentially like these people who are cast aside, like, and sort of like, you know, like they're just running these small businesses. So we call it Void Alley because it's like it's where you go to disappear, right? So no laws, no order, nothing like that. And the theme of this is, of course, like inner city chaos, right? Or like back alley hidden stuff. Obviously, it's very cyberpunk. There's some crazy connections that happen in this world. If you look closely, somewhere in this little progress world, there is a crazy wall that explains a little bit about some of these connections. But the first world here is Kowloon. Now, obviously, people love this aesthetic. One of the most popular Vket 4 worlds was also Kowloon Empire, and of course, every time we bring it back, you know, people love to do GRI-K style avatars and other cyberpunk stuff, you know, rusty aesthetics and neon, that sort of thing. And so if that appeals to you, or if that's the style of what you're going for, you might want to apply to this world. Second one is Nostalgia Storybook. Now, this world's really special. It's a picture. It's essentially designed to be like a picture book, like the kind that you would read in class or with your parents before you fall asleep, right? And the kind of storybook that would make you dream about things. And we want to make that pop-up storybook real. And this world will be filled with a lot of really interesting things that we haven't seen before. Now, we've done fantasy storybook style worlds before, but Pon hasn't had a chance to be a director directly working on game systems and worlds for a very long time. Pon has been with us for a while, and has been part of the global localization and global building team at Hickey since he was graduating from high school and university. So this gentleman is finally getting a chance to work on the world, and he's left a message for us all about this. So he says, and these are his words, that he's driving the bus. We got a whole team here that is working with him to create some incredible stuff. One really interesting point about this world, though, as well, before I read this message from him, is that these are going to be two completely different worlds. Most of the time when we do a theme world, we take the same world and maybe make a night version of it, and it's the same map, or we reverse the map, or we just have a slightly different dialogue or something like that. In this case, they're going to be completely different. So this world aims to do many things previously thought impossible or given up on in Vket production. These range from how the exhibits themselves are presented to involvement of global creators for the first time since Vket 5. If you guys were part of Vket 5, Curiosity had characters made by Octuplex, who also made Rubber Ross and Jaden Animations avatars, for example. And that was one of the few Western involvement creators besides some submodeling that we've had over the years, so it's pretty nice. He says, the efforts to make Vket even more globally welcoming don't end there. The completely different variant world is a big part of it too, so you won't be going through the same venue twice. This world will have two themes, and they have been somewhat revealed. So let me just translate these for you guys. So the two themed worlds that we have here are the Diva and Blank's Mysterious Journey, and a great pirate who made his name in the skies. So one world is forest, mountains, and castles, and the other world is going to be like the ocean, the sky.
More like Fantasia.
Yeah, the other one's going to be ocean, sky, and pirates. So think like airships. It should be pretty fun. So I see Spades over there. Hello, welcome to the info session. Feel free, of course, if you guys are just joining us now, feel free to invite additional people. If you think anybody here who might be interested in exhibiting at Vket, whether they've got a world or a group, or they sing, or they are a YouTube or Twitch personality, or they make avatars, whatever it is, or they make udon gimmicks, shaders, this is the perfect opportunity for them to learn more. We will have one more session tomorrow. All right, let's move on. Dragon's Trade Post. So Dragon's Trade Post, this world is going to be connected to the Dragon's Back world from previous Vkets. What we are calling these creatures are the Millennia Beasts, and they have essentially an entire city on the back of them. They are gathering together to a trade post. The idea behind this is that each one of these great creatures they have a name. They rule over different areas of the world, like lakes or jungles or sand and earth. And once a year, the festival opens where these capital-bearing dragons cross paths in this lake area, and because of it, and because everyone lives on top of them, they get to trade together, right? So this world is a little bit fantasy, a little bit, post-apocalyptic. You'll notice there's some technology and radio stuff going on over here, and essentially it's an open air bazaar that takes place at a giant lake with these enormous megafauna. So it can match the theming if you're building something that's a little bit more technological, but also if you're building something that's more on the fantasy side. You can do both, right? If you've been to Dragon's Back before, if you haven't, I highly recommend you do. That's where the birth of our Mui creature was created, and we have a whole system about with Muis and other creatures from the Dragon's Back universe. There may be connections to other Vket universes or other Vket worlds from the past as well in here, and you'll see nods to that as you go through places like Castilla Magica and so on. We also have Vket Mart, or Vket Mart, as it's written. This is Vket Mart. It's a supermarket. It's a supermarket that supports life in the virtual world, essentially, right? It's going to have avatars and prop items, and essentially you can shop for everything. So it is a catch-all world. So no one
Just
theme.
normal supermarket.
Yeah, but, no one theme. If you want to make a giant interactive udon burger, feel free. But it is a supermarket, so it's going to have everything, right? Everything from fresh food to vibe trackers. Really, that's the goal here. But this world is unique in a couple of ways. What's really interesting about it is it's going to have, it's going to be community-based. The idea is that the first, there's going to be two versions of it. One's going to be morning, one's going to be evening. But there's also this really interesting mini game that's built into it as well. So if you submit a booth, we allow you to grab a special script and toss it on an item in the booth or a character in the booth. And so if you add the special component to the 3D model, they're going to be set up as products in the shopping game around the world, and we'll animate them for you. So there'll be a full-on mini game that will be connected to something inside your booth that you'll be able to play in the world. And this is for a couple of reasons. One, it's super fun, right? It's fun to do that kind of stuff. Secondly, it's going to encourage everybody to go and try all the different characters in all of the different booths in the world. So we really want, because it's filled with a lot of stuff, there's going to be lots of item slots and lots of avatar slots and a lot of booth slots. We want to make sure everybody is going to go around the entire world and see everything in it. So we're building a mini game to encourage people to do that. And it'll be your items that get put in the mini game. You just have to add a script as part of our SDK, and it'll let you do that. So it should be fun. The daytime world is going to be like frozen food and side dishes and sweets, and the other world is going to be more like meat and fresh fish and that sort of stuff. So that's the section of the supermarket that it'll be in, right? And of course it has everything else from clothing to weapons and accessories and avatar outfits and whatever it is you might think. I do love the art for this one though, honestly. Ichigo and Nigo, it's super cute. It is the feel of being in a shopping mall, sure. So we're going to bring back 2 more worlds as well and create a new one. So these worlds are cross-platform compatible. They are designed to be filled with avatars from both Quest and PC, or mobile and PC. So iOS, Android, Pico, Vive XR Elite, and all of your platforms, right? Yeah, it's all something you can do. Now, these worlds are designed specifically, and we are encouraging you to sign up for VR Chat's avatar marketplace through the creator economy. We even have provided like a fast track to do that. So if you go to vket.com, you'll see on the bottom left there's an article on how to apply for a creator economy right away. And then one of the things that we'll do is if you get yourself in and you have a asset ID, you're going to get a bonus and be accepted, are way more likely to be accepted into Vket, where you don't have to fight with everyone else in the lottery. We're looking at people who are in creator economy already and giving you guys a bonus. Essentially, you're getting considered first as part of the lottery. So the people with creator economy access are going to be part of the lottery first, and then everybody else after. So we really want to encourage you to use VR Chat's creator economy. It's a great way to do it, and we know from experience and from all the tales of all of our friends who are in creator economy that the sales from that are much, much higher. Mainly because it's really easy to use. There's already a bunch of people in the headset, and people already have things like iOS dollars and Google Play dollars that they can use towards VR Chat's currency system, so it makes it really easy to buy avatars, right? So we want you to go check out that article on how to become a seller on VRChat's marketplace. And of course, you can also sell stuff on Booth and Jinxie and Gumroad and anywhere else you might already be. That's totally fine. And you can have buttons in the booth for all of them. The other thing that's really cool about this, though, is that we'll have Creator Economy button prefabs for you. And you'll be able to click them and instantly bring up the catalog item inside VRChat, and people can purchase it right from there. Let me tell you, people have that... the impulse purchase is real. So Vket Plaza Quest Mode. This is sort of a voxel game themed, a Minecraft themed world. Vket Plaza is a series of worlds that we have that are essentially, again, like a supermarket or like a mall plaza. But this one is themed around like voxel games and adventure games, and there's a whole quest to collect items to create a magic wand and defeat a demon Bat King in the caves in the end. So it's super fun, and we're going to have a new version of this world, and we're going to use a special kind of avatar submission. We'll talk about this in a little bit, but all of these booths are going to be set up in a special kind of way. Yeah, it's very Minecraft-like, right? And you can, of course, go visit the Vket Plaza Quest Mode. The previous versions of those worlds are actually really fun. We like to do those on our World Hubs.
Fourth time it's going to be in the Vket.
Yes, time. Yeah, it is the fourth time. The second world, of course, is Utopia. Utopia is a utopia for you. The idea behind the
Nights in the Drain.
YouTube.
It could be if you're a YouTuber, you could add it in. But yes, Utopia is designed to be, essentially it's a city that is covered in holograms and has been enhanced by or taken over by like the metaverse, right? But Utopia is designed to be fully cross-platform. Again, it's encouraged. You're encouraged to use avatars, or if you're part of the avatar marketplace and you see in VRChat, you want to check this out for the creator economy.
Like Tokyo.
But yeah, it's designed to be like a fun, inviting, and interesting mobile-compatible world. But, of course, all the stuff that you see in both Vket Plaza and in Utopia, of course, are all usable on PC as well, right? So we want to encourage people who are maybe using Avatar Maker. So we have our own avatar system that is built right in to VRChat. We have a system that connects our systems to VRChat. So if you go to avatarmaker.vket.com, you can make your own avatar right there on the webpage. Maybe you've uploaded something as a VRM file to there and you want to show it off in here. So you can do that. And of course, anybody on the creator economy. Cirrus Gates over here is wearing a fresh new Avatar Maker avatar here today. So you said you made this one yesterday, right? Cool. So that's right off of our website.
Last night.
Yeah, there you go. So
last night.
That's the kind of avatar you can make. There's literally millions of combinations on there, and lots of like famous creators are on there as well. People like Canelia and the creator of Tolas and Wedge and Delta Flare and all of those popular creators are on the webpage already. So feel free to check it out. But that is, that's a good way to do it. And people who make things like that are encouraged to be at Utopia, as well as, of course, people with the creator economy as well. And we're hoping to catch some of those fun folks who have made some amazing stuff in the creator economy these days and bring them over here. And VRChat wants that too, because the more we support VRChat's monetization, the more likely this platform sticks around for all of us and keeps creating amazing stuff. More money is good. This is the place where the Vket happens, so we want to keep them going, of course.
Would it apply to like the world side of the creator economy, or
it does? Yeah, if you have a world asset or if you're part of creator economy already, you do get a bonus. Yeah, even if you're a world's creator too. Yep, this is true. All right, we're also bringing back 2 more creator worlds as well. So we're bringing back the
racetrack. Yes,
we are. So we are bringing back Hypothetical Garden Exoplant, except this time it'll be in autumn colors, so it should be an explosion of orange and red, and we'll conclude the storyline that we started doing in the original Exoplant. This world is pretty neat because we invited people to come in, and we built a painting gimmick where you could paint your own artwork, and then we included those paintings inside the world as well.
Just a gallery thing.
Yeah, so you'll be able to come do that, and of course, this world is not really limited to just like plants and that sort of thing, or organics. It could be just about anything. This world is sort of a catch-all in terms of the kinds of things that you can show off in there, but it was quite popular, so we're gonna have 2 So we have a whole storyline in there for a character named Leonardo Lionheart. He's this fictional botanist. But the idea is like creativity, study, modern fantasy. It's going to be autumn afternoon and autumn night. So it'll be like sunset and evening on these two versions. Also, we're going to bring back Vket Formula.
Racetrack, yes.
Racetrack World. Racetrack. No, we know you guys. We know you guys love that stuff. So, of course, Vket Formula. It's the grand finals. It's our Formula Infinity series. One cool thing about this world as well is that in your booth, and this is a world for either full items or full booths as well. You can submit a race car. So you can 3D model a race car, and then you can add a script to it, and then everyone else can race in your race car in our racing game at the end, which is super fun. It is really, really good. Yeah, exactly. So it should be pretty fun. It should be a great world. This one was extraordinarily popular. I am expecting that we'll probably have calls for things like people in racing outfits and other things like that to be in these worlds. This one was very popular last Vket, so we're bringing it back for this one as well, so that people can fit in there. It's a really good looking world, honestly. It has a good feel to it, and of course it's connected to Technokines, so it's in that storyline. All right, so how to exhibit? Here's how you do it. Any questions about the worlds, though, before we move on? Before I jump into the next section, anybody have any questions for me about the worlds themselves or anything like that? We're going to get into the website stuff in a few minutes here. Racetrack? Racetrack?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
Sorry,
yeah, no, ask away.
First. I was just going to say, so when you apply to have a booth at Vket, do you actually get to choose like which world it is?
Yes. Yeah, you get to you pick a weighted ballot.
World.
That's right. Yeah, you pick a weighted ballot.
You get a
The
choice
whole
of
point
multiple
that they are
worlds. You can pick
showing right
multiple
now,
worlds.
so you can choose.
However, if I do recall, if as Lana stated previously, the first one that you pick usually gets prioritized.
That's right. So it works like a weighted ballot. You picked your first choice, your second choice, and your third choice, and then we run the lotteries all at the same time. And if we run it against your first choice. If you don't get your first choice, we run the lottery for your second choice. If there's a slot available for you, you'll get into that world, and so on. So we run the lottery. Everybody's choice comes up. There is two options when you sign up. You get the option to do a multi-booth exhibit, which is kind of interesting, and I wish I had a slide for this, and a single booth exhibit. So you can pick the three worlds that you would like to have have a booth in for second and third choice. And if you don't get in, you get a second chance, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So we have two lotteries that we run at the same time. That second chance is made up of people who didn't finish the payment process or decided to drop out before we get to the second chance. If those people in the second lottery end up not completing their entries, then the second booth, if you pick a multi-booth, you get an opportunity to be then considered the lottery to have more than one booth, which is kind of cool. So the idea is we don't want to have any empty slots. Like, we build the worlds out with so many exhibits, because that's about how many exhibits we can handle per world to make it all fit, and so we don't want any empty slots. So anybody who doesn't complete the second round, if they win the second round, they don't complete the registration process or the payment process, depending on what kind of booth it is. Those people who chose multi-booth will then have the opportunity to have more than one booth in Vket, which is pretty neat. But even if you don't get into Vket, you do have the opportunity to join anyone else who did get into Vket, to join their circle and build a booth with them. Because a circle is just essentially a group of exhibitors, and that can be as many people as you want. And all you need is to have a vket.com account to do it. All right, so here's a space exhibition. The space exhibition, as you can see here, is a full-size booth. So this is places like Formula, this is places like Storybook, this is places like Kowloon. This is a regular booth slot. Yeah, so you get a lot of room. You get 2 meters by 2 meters by 5 meters.
It's just this. It's this.
It's this big blue one here. That's exactly what you get. Yeah, so it's actually a pretty big booth. You can fill it with all kinds of stuff, or you could use crazy stuff like our like DBQT's shrink your character prefab. So you can do things like use your own udon, right? So the build size has to be under 10 megs, but it's 100 megs total. You can use all of your own shaders. You can use 10 udon behaviors. You can I love your pointer. This is great. You can have as many. You can have under 20 20 set pass calls and 30 batches. So it can be pretty big, right? Which is why we limit how many booths could be active at one time. We do a lot of occlusion calling and other stuff like that. It's all done through Unity, but you can also make a booth using Vket Booth Maker on Vket Cloud for these. But the main thing is you can do all kinds of tricks to make these booths filled with all kinds of things you want. We've had people shrink people down into tiny little versions, and then you have like an entire city inside of the booth, or you name it. Like there's a million other things that you can do
like
here.
Put people in like a big like shader bubble that basically shows like a giant area that the booth is in, and so on.
Yeah, so we've seen people do some pretty creative stuff. We've even seen people make booths that have buttons that switch the entire booth out for another booth. So it's pretty cool.
Do like all the
I don't remember.
baking,
Was
like,
it
lighting, all that?
Yeah,
like,
we provide
do
all
that,
the
and then-
Yeah, we provide all the baking stats for you as well, and we provide you with a special scene as part of the SDK that shows the boundary boxes of your submission. We also provide you with things like the proper reflection probe, what the bake settings are going to be like, and everything like that. And we even pre-check the booth for you before we create the Unity package and submit it. Our SDK uses a system called Vket, which is like hyper customized, and then we have a ton of prefabs for you as well. Things like a seating system, the scripts for the special worlds, the ability to toggle things on and off, buttons for things like Creator Economy and other stores like Booth and Jinxie. And we also, of course, because we're VRChat's partner, we have the ability to launch a web browser on your desktop. So when you click that the Buy Now button, it actually puts a tab on your browser, whether you're on PC or Android. It works because we are able to use a special system called URL Launcher. We also give you video players and the ability to fade the world audio so that your booth's audio is more correct. All that kind of stuff. So we give you a package that essentially makes it really easy to submit a booth. But of course, you can have 10 Udon behaviors in there as much as, so you can pretty much do anything you want. Yeah, it's a lot. So a couple of notes here. These types of booths can be submitted by Udon or Vket Booth Maker, and we'll show you that too. The two variant worlds in Storybook are going to be completely different. And of course, with the Unity submissions for the shopping world and Vket Formula, you can have a race car, or you can have an item for the shopping mart minigame. It's going to be part of there as well. So it should be pretty fun. It should be pretty good. That's a full-size booth. This is what we call, this is the normal kind of booth. If you're a community and you happen to be lucky enough to get into our community collaboration, you'll get an enhanced version of this that is essentially like 2 of these and double everything. So, but it is there's a high level of expectation for those kinds of booth, and we do hand select them. Okay, there's no lottery for that. We actually look at all your entries, so make it a good one. The item exhibition happens in the same worlds. An item booth is essentially our own version of the booth that we build out, and that booth has 3 slots in it, and each like item, this little section here, is like for one item, whether it's like one outfit or one avatar or one pickup, that sort of thing. It has to be under 3 megabytes or 20 megabytes on submission, 6 batches and no Udon. But you can use our prefabs and have things like pickups and stuff like that on it. So
It's the green box over there.
yeah, that little one.
Yeah.
You could have something like a sword, or an outfit for an avatar or something like that, or an avatar, a whole avatar, right? That could be part of the item booth as well.
Yeah, a good amount of people usually put like a single avatar and allow it to be clonable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or a sample, for example, that sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
You will be able to add a special component to even for the item booth. So if you wanted your item to be the race car, then you could also have that as on this one as well, which is kind of unique. So for Nostalgia Storybook, for Formula and for Vket Mart, those two will have the ability to add the script. Also, welcome, Marcel. So we have a lot of our ambassadors and IAS members here, as well as people who have been Vket exhibitors in the past. So feel free to ask questions. We'll get to the avatar one, which is unique, and then I'll open the floor again for you guys. So avatar exhibitions are Utopia, Vket Plaza Quest mode. They have to be Quest and PC compatible, so it has to be cross-platform avatar. The difference, though, is we have this special avatar booth. It's 1 meter by 3. So it's enough space for like 3 avatars or 4 avatars, something like that. You can have you can open Avatar Marketplace directly in the world. So we're going to give you a special prefab for that opens up the Creator Economy catalog page. we want you to, have a listing ID for that. The other thing is with that, we've actually updated the rules for this slide a little bit. So this slide's a little old, but we have made it so that as long as you get that avatar ID or the creator economy ID in before the end of the submission and payment period, you'll be put into that boosted set of people who are first round lottery first. And that means you can apply to be part of Creator Economy, and in the application say, hey, I'm applying to Vket, and you're more likely to get in. And then by the time that rolls around, you'll probably have an ID that you can throw in before the end of the initial payment and submission period. So we're going to be extending that a little bit. So even if you don't have an ID by the first round, you'll get boosted for consideration in the second round, and you'll have a much better chance of getting in as a member of the Creator Economy. So yeah, it should be pretty good.
If I recall, since I think this is a question asked in Skull's chat yesterday, it's still accepted even if you submit and the avatar is still pending.
That's right.
And if it gets confirmed after, you don't need to resubmit it. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So the change before was if you win in the first lottery but don't enter a listing ID within the deadline, your selection gets canceled. But now we're making it so that if you win in the first lottery but you don't enter the listing ID within the deadline, you'll be re-entered into the second lottery automatically with a boost, right? So with that change, even if you're unable to obtain a listing ID in time, you'll still have a chance of being selected in the second lottery, right? So we wanted to make it a little bit more fair as well, because we are encouraging you to sign up for VRChat's Creator Economy as part of this. So that's really the idea. But yeah, that you get boosted. So as long as you have that ID in there by the end of the payment period, by the second round, you're more likely, much more likely to get in. And based on the current stats, though Utopia and Vket Plaza Quest Mode are both, there's far less people in them right now, so the odds of getting in are quite high. So let's talk a little bit about Vket Booth Maker in March. But before we get into this about making a booth, any questions on the booth sizes or anything like that? Unity, submission, stuff? Because if you're not good at Unity, we got a way to do it too. So even if you've never touched Unity before in your life, you can be a Vket exhibitor. Like, no problem. It's easy with Booth Maker. So, anybody? Shall I continue? No? Okay.
If anybody is a little less confident with Booth Maker, if it seems a little hard to approach, a comment that I can make is that a friend of mine last year, or at least this past summer, he was working on something, and multiple staff members actually did come up to them directly whenever they had issues or asked them for feedback. So if you do have issues with the Booth Maker, even though it is a more simplified way in order to get a booth in there, the staff are more than happy to help.
Yeah, we really want people to try out Vket Cloud. So vket.com or cloud.vket.com for the Vket Cloud system, and avatarmaker.vket.com to do avatars. Also, you can submit to what we call Booth Marsh, and you can sell VRM files on Vket Avatar Maker and accessories for avatars for Vket Avatar Maker to other people. And that's a mobile compatible thing. So if you like making characters in The Sims, or like you spend 3.5 hours in front of the character creator in Skyrim like I do, that it's really fun. So it is actually something it's good to do. It's designed to be simple. You can create your own exhibition. You don't need to know anything about 3D modeling. If you've played The Sims before, it's very, very simple. You can move stuff around on your cell phone. You can do Vket from a cell phone, while you're on the train. It's pretty great.
If you do 3D, but aren't confident with Unity, you're able to import your own 3D models as well.
That's right. Yeah, if you do something like SketchUp or Maya and you're not familiar with Unity, you can import it into here. And then
that's a name I haven't heard of. Yeah,
I know a lot of people that build stuff with SketchUp to this day. So yeah, this is an idea of what it looks like, and as you can see, it's got basic controls where you can rotate and resize and place items around, just like playing The Sims. The other cool thing is we also have stuff like our video player prefab that's in there, so you can have images and you can do image loader and you can have the video player and you can put animations on your characters. You'll notice Vket Chan is kind of posing here. We have looping animations and pose animations for all of your 3D characters as well, and you can also make NPCs with Avatar Maker, and there's a whole button for adding an interactive NPC into your booth, and then you can furnish it with animations that react when people click on it and that sort of stuff. And then we take that whole package and we automatically upload it straight into VRChat, because we have a partnership with VRChat that allows us to do that. So you can auto-upload the booth without ever having to touch Unity and do it all from your cell phone if you want, which is pretty fun. So it works out.
2 questions.
Sure.
So say if we like have like a booth and then we like upload it or whatever, is there like a way that we can actually like see it in the map?
Of
like,
course.
And see if it
Yes.
looks good or something?
There's preview
Yes.
worlds.
Yep. As the submission
Yeah,
process
we're-
starts, we start opening up the preview worlds, and we'll give you private links on vket.com and your My page to access whatever world it is that you were in. Of course, we put warnings in there. We don't want to spoil it for everybody else. But we give you early access to those
It's
worlds.
just like essential people.
That's right.
basically.
Anyone who's an exhibitor can come see.
Yeah, and the updates twice a day.
Yeah.
We have an
Just, like,
automated
one other
system
person,
called Sakura.
basically, for this.
There's 2
That
discords.
should be fine.
There's the VCAT Global Exhibitor Discord, which is, or the VCAT Global regular Discord, which all of us on the global team run, and that's for like general help, chatting with the IAS and ambassador members, and just the community Discord. And then there's the VCAT Exhibitors Discord, which has a support and ticketing system, and additional updates. And in that Discord, it actually has an automated bot that will tell you when our giant cluster of servers has actually managed to publish a world update. So you can see, like if you make a submission, probably an hour or 2 later, the world will be updated, and you can actually go see the new version of it. So we have these in-progress worlds that continuously auto-update all day long. It's a pretty great little system.
Is there any way I can like actually like put in like ask questions in the Discord regarding stuff? If
Yeah,
anything
of
comes
course.
Up, so I have to run.
Yeah, there's a couple of channels for that.
Yeah, absolutely. We have in the VCAT Global Discord. If you just go to the server browser on Discord and search for VCAT, you'll see VCAT Global. That's us. And in there's a whole section for exhibitors to ask questions, and we also have links in that Discord to the other Discord as well. So easy to find. You'll see us in there, and our IAS and ambassador members and VCAT staff, both JP and English, are happy to help you.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming along with this one too. No,
Anyway,
thanks for
thank
the
you.
questions. Appreciate it.
Thank you for the information.
There's also the How's Your Progress meetings, in which
That's
you can
right.
ask other exhibitors for advice as well.
Yeah, look forward to Shadow River and all of us running that in this world and maybe some other ones in the future. But we'll have we have these meetups where all the exhibitors get together and help each other out and encourage each other to get finished. So it's a real game jam.
Radio's typing out a question for you.
Oh sure. You don't know how to make, so you want to have a booth?
What you want?
Yeah, probably this.
Well, what you? Well, if you don't know what to make it based on, it's kind of up to you.
Yeah, but
Like,
you
what do
can
you
always
specialize in?
consider using the worlds as inspiration, right? The worlds themselves are the inspiration of what to make.
I think the question is more like they don't know what to display, like to represent themselves.
If you're a member of a community, yeah, we can always go to another VCAT world too, right?
Yeah, you will see preview world before the submission period starts, as you see before a little bit, and you can see how what looks like, and you can maybe find inspiration. But you don't need to fit in. If you don't know how to fit in, you don't need to.
Yeah, you don't have to fit into the world itself. But you're an avatar creator and an artist. That is exactly what VCAT's all about. It's an artist, an indie artist, and avatar creator showcase most of all. And anything you want to share, those are the things you can share. Whether it can be free, right?
Like I'm looking.
It can be a free.
I'm looking at your bio. I see you got a Twitter. I see you got a Twitch. You can possibly advertise those if you want, for example.
Yep, anything you make. It's designed to be just to showcase you guys. This pretty much every large avatar creator that's ever done anything, like the top 80% of all the top avatars on booth are VCAT exhibitors or were VCAT exhibitors at one time. Most of the major,
Shout out to Afro.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the major like VTuber 3D model creators, yeah, they're all VCAT exhibitors or were VCAT exhibitors. In fact, the main core modeler for HoloLive was a VCAT exhibitor. So there you go. The main 3D modeler, anyway. Yeah, you can use Void Studio. We have tons of Void Studio people. Yeah, outfits for Void Studio, all that stuff, totally fine. We have tons and tons of people for that.
Yeah,
I do remember my friend Happy Pocket was advertising a V-Roid outfit. They were making their booth as well.
Yeah, when V-Roid came out, it is...
Yeah, have copyright to it.
Exactly. Yeah, when V-Roid came out, we started seeing all kinds of incredible V-Roid outfits. I always love going through VCAT and going, man, like, and it occurs to me, like, I'm looking at Avatar, I'm like, this is really cute. And then I go, wait a second, this is a Vroid. And I'm like, it blows my mind every time when I see like, the things that people make with that. It's an interesting piece of software. So,
Vroid is a lot more versatile than people give it credit for.
it gets better
If you
every
just,
year too.
are
It's
freaking
crazy.
If you're willing to put into time.
Exactly. And things you make in Vroid can also be imported into Avatar Maker. Then you can export from Avatar Maker the things you would combine them with and then create something entirely unique, right? And all you need is a web page. So it works out pretty good. Let's talk a little bit about community collabs. So these are our double wide, super wide booths, like the double wide booth. These are very limited. There will only be probably not 17, probably more like 15. And so we hand select 15 communities, and 50% of those communities are Japanese. So that means probably 7 or 8 Western communities will have an opportunity to be part of the world. And generally speaking, what we would like you to do with community collabs is to host an event at Vket. And inside the community collab booth recruitment, and I think there's a link to it maybe in here. For the community collab booth recruitment, we do ask you, like, what do you plan to do at Vket? So, like, let's say you've got, like, a good example is, like, previous communities that worked with us, which are the ones here. So, for example, the Faceless, and Terrors of Nowhere, and VR Dancing, and ICXR. So, ICXR held info sessions about like, XR and VR clubs in like your post-secondary education, like your collegiate stuff, right? Like colleges and universities, and talked about how they are working together with student groups to build, to have these clubs and learn more about VR and teach each other Unity, that sort of stuff. And Terrors of Nowhere, for example, was showcasing off their worlds and their weekly world hops and like all the things that they do to improve the horror experience in the world itself, and so on, right? VR Dancing had a bunch of dancing sessions, and drummed up support for Marshallthon and things like that as well. And of course, you've got the Faceless, who did a bunch of events too. Jet Ski Rush has a special Vket jet ski.
It's referred as the Vket ski.
The Vket ski. You can still get this. So if you look for it,
go over to Pixelica.
This one was very special. Jet Ski Rush put in a ton of effort for us, so we actually included them in our corporate world, Parareal Hawaii. So that one was pretty special. But these are the kinds of things you can do with us. LPD does regular patrols and light role play with everybody inside the worlds, and we give you the ability on our webpage to post events that show up on the webpage. If your event is streamed, it gets embedded in the webpage too. So.
And I think it's like beyond the collab booths that you can do events.
That's right. It's super good. Do you have a question, Mr. Dummy? About this?
To get a booth to make event.
No? Okay. I saw your hand up, so I just wanted to make sure. Throw an emoji at me too if you're serious or you have a question. Of course, that always helps. Especially if you're typing, so I know. But yes, these are very limited. They're hard to get in. Don't bet on this. If you're going to apply to make a community collab booth, I highly recommend you also apply as a regular exhibitor at Vket as well.
Yeah.
Radio Miku, did you have an additional question?
Yeah.
Yes, no, maybe.
Is that something else you wanted to ask? I saw that you were typing something.
Yeah. No worries.
Nice.
So there are some other things. We'll get back to you. Don't worry. We got 30 minutes at the end too, so I've gone pretty quick through here. It's only 10 o'clock, so pretty good. So besides
speed running it.
Yeah, speed running it. So Vket Real, we have a link right over here. So Shadow River's got this world set up with a bunch of links to relatively new stuff. This slide you'll see behind me is also over there. And on the top right of that slide, there's a link button.
There's a link.
You can click it and copy it to your desktop and paste it right into a browser, and that will take you directly to the Google form. This is a great way to participate in Vket for free. A lot of our exhibits are free, by the way. All the Quest ones, all the Utopia ones, those exhibits are free. The regular full-size booth exhibits in the theme worlds are under $30. They're about $22 US. And you only have to pay that if you get selected. There's no obligation, and if you decide, I can't afford the $20, there's also a very generous offer from Argus VRC, the people who make the SAO world. Savvy Chap has put up with his community $2,000. So if you can't afford to pay the exhibition fee, go talk to Argus. They will get you set up, especially if you were selected, and they'll fund your booth.
There's likely gonna be a form for that after some application period.
That's right.
When
And
this, lottery starts.
Don't forget the posters.
Yeah, and we're gonna get to that. Yeah, we're gonna get to the posters as well. But they're also going to be offering 3D modeling help as well. So Argus VRC, they've been a wonderful community and been part of Vket for a long time. They've had community booths themselves as well. Highly recommend checking out the world's closest thing to sword art you're going to get in here. But they also love Vket, and they've been excellent support this year. It's been super fun. Speaking of people who've been a Vket reel, Savvy Chap has been to this event. So this here, we are accepting free entries right now. We're basically just asking for a photo from VRChat's camera with the alpha cutout, and you're going to be able to just essentially just do like a leaping picture, like leaping out at the camera, and you'll probably get included in our giant group photo that we post in real life on the side of buildings in downtown Tokyo. So we have these enormous virtual photos, or photos of virtual characters. Last time we had like 1,000, I think 1,100 entries. So we'd like to see you guys in like the largest group photo in the world. So please come in and sign up for that. It's completely free.
Do you mind if I give a quick guide on that? Since
Yeah, of
I
course.
messed with doing that with the camera recently. Okay, so if everyone can pull out their camera, if you want to take a photo of yourself. If you go through the menu, scroll down, and then you see mask. If you turn off world, and as well as local user, or I guess just or no, if
World
you turn
and
off
remote
world and
user.
remote user,
Yeah.
it basically turns off the world and it turns off everybody around you, and you can only take a picture of yourself. And the thing is, when that saves to your hard drive, that's not going to be on a black background. That is going to be a transparent PNG.
Awesome.
Of your model
awesome.
that you can use.
I didn't know
Yeah,
you could
that's
do that.
generally
That's cool.
very.
It's extremely
Yeah.
useful.
I had no
Yeah, it's
idea.
extremely
Thank you so
useful.
much. That's awesome.
Yeah, you don't need to do a green screen
Awesome.
cutout, right? So if your avatar is
Yeah,
covered in
you
green, you
need
don't have
a
to worry
green
about it.
screen cutout. You don't need to go to a green
Yeah.
screen world. It's very useful
Awesome.
for making things. It's very useful for doing things like posters and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
and
for
all your
example,
transparency will work correctly, right?
Using that feature, like I put this little poster together with like a bunch of like avatar pictures
There you go.
recently. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes
it's
it
a
really
very
easy.
useful feature. It's a very useful
that's
feature,
cool.
especially if you like doing thumbnails and posters and stuff like that for like your events and so on.
Yep, and those are the kind of pictures we want. I have it on good authority. We have a lot of them. We don't often get a lot of Western people, so please come on in and be part of this picture. You'll see lots of videos of it. You'll see lots of pictures of it when we're there in Japan. Shifter K and I are usually there as well at Vket Reel, so we'll have lots of photos on our social media for you as well. But yeah, these avatar portraits are free. Come get involved.
And then you have me cheating by using VR Imposer.
Yeah, but we also have logo exhibitions and poster exhibitions are coming up as well. Those are usually free too. So if you have a community and you want to send us your community logo, we'll use it in various places as well as in our entrance world on a giant logo wall. And then also we put posters in the worlds too. So not just regular booths. As you walk around each one of the worlds, there'll be posters for all of your communities or your YouTube channel or your Twitch channel. It's an excellent way to get people to follow you, and we're gonna have recruitment for that in the near future. Right now, the three things we have recruitment for are community booths, are for the logo exhibition or your photo exhibition for Vket Reel, signups for Vket Reel itself if you're going to be in Tokyo, and as well as corporate exhibitions and regular exhibitions. Those things are happening right now, and those are going to all end on the 15th. But these ones will come after.
Yeah, those are
So here's our future schedule coming up. This is where we're at. We're here in the exhibition application deadline is the 15th, which of course is the 14th if you're in North America. So you got to have your submission done on vket.com by then. The allocation lotteries take place on the 24th, so that's round one. So if you don't get through, don't be disheartened. The people who did get in, you can of course join them if it's one of your friends. So encourage your friends to sign up if they are a little bit okay with Unity, especially. Feel free to go in. But if we were to hold the lottery today, all of you could get in instantly by doing an avatar submission in one of our worlds, on one of our quest worlds, because there's 0 entries in a couple of those worlds. You can also adjust the application exhibition entries, and there's no fees, and you don't have to have anything ready by then. So it's not until October that you actually have to, or mid-October, that you actually have to have a booth or even assets ready, and then you have a whole month to put it together. So don't worry if you don't have anything ready yet. You don't have to worry about any of that. It's just getting your registration entry in is important. You don't even have to have the money yet, so you don't have to go digging in the couch for the extra bucks to throw on PayPal. You have time.
You will need after lottery.
That's right. Yeah, you'll need it after the lottery. So the other thing too is, of course, you can talk to Argus as well. So even if you don't think you have the $20, please talk to them because we're trying to make it free for you guys. It's just $20 really, $23 or so.
It's about 22.
It's a lot more expensive.
No, it's super cheap. And that's for the full size booth. That's the most expensive one. If you're doing an item slot. If you're doing an item slot, it's less than $10. It's like $7.50 US. And then if you're doing a avatar submission on the Quest Compatible Worlds or Utopia, it's free. So there you go.
Yeah. As I said previously, for a little perspective, it's already like significantly cheaper than like tabling at an actual convention. Like even before you factor in, even before you factor in things like travel and supplies.
Yeah, actually, to be clear, our physical booths at our real convention in Tokyo are $30. So you get a seat for the whole day in the UDX building in downtown Akihabara, Tokyo, for $30.
Well, then again, you swap those up between both days. So
yeah, we do.
But
yeah, you can get a full size booth. It's like $30. So we don't charge much. And that actually gets you an exhibitor pass as well, so you get into the convention for free too, and you don't have to wait for 3 hours in the blistering heat. So anyway, it's super fun. So if you don't get through the first round, you do have the opportunity to join your friends as a circle, and then you get round 2. And so if you have a multi-booth exhibit or you don't get in the first round, you have a chance to get in on the second round. Once the second lottery is over.
The strategy for the second lottery is to set second choice to the ones that doesn't cross the capacity.
Yeah, we're gonna go look at that. We'll go look at that again in a second.
Yeah, that's the best for the second lottery to get.
For those of you who want to know how to add more people to your circle in order to credit your friends, if you bring them along with you, I actually will be putting together something for that very soon.
Really
as it does require a bit of finagling with the website.
Yeah, you do have to have a circle. You have to add someone in as your circle. The other cool thing about having a Vket booth is it links all of your social media together too. And to make a Vket account, you can do it with Line Messenger. So if you ever use Line Messenger before, it's like Japan's favorite messaging app. It's like WhatsApp but in Japan. So Line Messenger, a Microsoft account or a Google account. Or a Rakuten, I think, a Rakuten PayPay account. Those all work. So whatever services you're attached to, you can make an account that way. And then finally, this is the submission period. So between October 20th until November 17th, you have all this time to put a booth together with previews the entire time, and you get the access to the world. You get to see updates from us.
And it's best to upload early. When you work on the booth, it's best to upload every time you do updates to the booth, so you can see it in preview world, so you can squash out the bugs. Because it might be buggy at the end, and after the deadline, it's a lot harder to update. There's possibility to do that, but it's a lot more annoying.
It is.
And there's no limit. Is there a number?
You can upload as much as you want.
Is there a number? I was gonna say, is there a limit to how many drafts you can?
No, you can keep submitting over and over and over again. In fact, I'll give you guys a couple of tips right off the bat. First thing we always recommend to do is upload either a cube or something with the SDK, but even better is go have some fun and make a booth with Vket Booth Maker from Vket Cloud. Do that first, because then you can upload your Unity scene on top of it, and the Unity scene will become the new upload. So you could make a placeholder booth with even a video player and a bunch of other information, placeholder images, even NPCs, whatever you want, and links to your social media using Vket Avatar Maker, and you could probably do that in an afternoon. And then have that uploaded, and then if something happens and you don't end up being able to finish your Unity submission, you have the Booth Maker version, right? But if you then make a Unity submission on top of your Booth Maker version, your Unity submission replaces the Booth Maker version, and that's the one that goes out, right? So you can submit with both tools, and whichever one is the last submission is the one that works, right? So there you go.
Whatever is in deadline, it's final. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. So it is definitely recommended. What else? Let me think. So what else do we have? So one last thing. We have, of course, the exhibition applications are open now, but we've released something today. So let's go take a look at the chart right over here. So once again, thanks to Shadow River. And while we're here, I just want to say, like, super happy birthday, dude. Like, happy birthday to you. We're so glad you're here.
Lots of birthdays this week.
Yeah.
Between like them and Haya.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of birthdays, because you got to think about it. You know, the truth is, like, man, why is there so many birthdays in September? It's New Year's. What were your parents doing on New Year's, right? That's what it is. That's why everybody was born 9 months later. So yeah, New Year's and Christmas. It's true, right? You got to think about it. It's true, right? So, but anyway,
I become uncle recently.
Oh, congratulations!
On 6th September. So yeah.
That's awesome, man. No, it's great. It's great to have you here. All right, so total applications so far are already better than they were in the summer. So we have 960 circles as of yesterday, with almost 1,000 individual submissions or entries, and that's just first choice, right? So, but even with that being said, Kowloon is intensely popular. So we have 126 first choice entries on Kowloon Void Alley, and there's only 48 slots, but there's only 67 in the second one. The second one is usually cooler, so I don't know why people aren't submitting to that one, but this is just first choice slots. So you can adjust which worlds that you have, that you've picked, all the way up to the end of the registration period. So
this is only first choice. So,
Yeah.
for example, here, you can pick it as a second choice, and you probably have chance on second lottery.
yeah, if we were to run the lottery today, and your second choice was Vket Formula Ambition, you're in. Pretty much guaranteed. If we ran the lottery today.
Yeah, only if you pick it as a first, yes. That's gonna, everybody here, if it is gonna keep up, everybody here will get in.
Yep.
And then on the second lottery, they will randomize more people here if they pick second choice.
Yeah, so to be very clear, how it works is that the lottery is run, the slots are allocated, and then everyone is notified that they need to either pay for their submission or complete the registration. Because some of the booths are free, you just have to make sure that you click through and say, "Yay, I accept. I do want this world. I'm gonna submit a VCAT," and they go okay, and you'll get like a chart that'll say, you know, what your progress is in terms of your application, right? If those people don't get around to clicking that they accept or make the payment, then those slots that were originally allocated to the first round of exhibitors get then given to the second round of exhibitors in the second chance lottery. Or if those don't get completed, then also they become second booths in the multi-booth. So when you first make your submission to this, you can choose single exhibition or multi-exhibition. The odds of getting into a multi-exhibition depend on how many people completed their entries or didn't. And that's how that works. But right now, we have nobody in Volcano City at all.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, this is the least popular world. Yeah, even though we have more people signed up, no one is in Volcano City.
Really cool.
I will say the reason why that is probably because the Utopia and VCAT Plaza Quest mode, the only type of submission you can do in those worlds is a avatar, and the avatar has to be cross-platform. So that is a limitation. You must make a Quest version. Absolutely correct. That is the tricky part.
Places like those are good for second choices.
That's right.
Like,
Yes, you do. Yeah, even if the Quest version is really limited, it just has to be a cross-platform.
It's also the first time I see filled item over here.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah, so Pon Pon's Nostalgia Storybook is crazy popular, and the item slots are already full first choice. So there you go. So the fantasy style forest castles, princes and princesses, that one is
but
full.
You can still have high chances because, like, yeah.
Yeah. So there's like you have a 1 in 3 chance in this one, right? So it's pretty crazy. So it should be good. It should be pretty good. But either way, your odds are pretty good now. They are in your favor, but you can go in and adjust. So now that you know this information, you can go on and change your entries to make sure that they have the right stuff, right? So there you go. And if you're curious about all the worlds, we have all the writing prompts and information and the key art up there on the wall behind us as well. So a whole lot of stuff over there. But yeah, that's where we're at. And you only have until the 14th. So you got 2 more days. 2 more days. 2 days. That's, yeah, 48 hours. I'm going to be doing one more session of this. First of all, thank you all for being here today. I really appreciate it. You know, we have 30 people here on a Saturday night at 9 o'clock. I know how difficult that is when there's all this cool stuff going on. There's birthday parties happening and like DJ and rave events going on Friday night. So, you know, tomorrow, before all the cool stuff starts to happen, at 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, I'm going to be here again, doing this one last time. So if you found this was really interesting, or you got here late, and bring your friends, bring some people in here to teach them a little bit about how to exhibit at Vket.
It's gonna be more friendly for European time.
That's right.
Be 5 p.m. Central.
Yeah, so bring your Euro friends, you know, and also again bring people who might be interested in Vket, who have something different than an avatar, because there's lots of ways you can submit. There is Booth Maker and that sort of thing, and the more of your friends that make entries, the more chances you have to form a circle with them, even if you don't get your entry. Right, so as long as one person in your friend group gets in, you can all pile on and make a circle together, just like they do at Comiket, right? Because those booths at Comiket that have dojins, that are comics that people build together, are often formed because one of those people in that artist group got a seat at Comiket, because it's super hard to get a booth at Comiket, and Vket is very similar in that way. We used to have it so that all of the we had an unlimited number of booths, unlimited number of worlds, and all the entries were free.
Yeah, Vket 5.
Vket 5 and 6, yeah. The problem though,
Vket 5 was less.
yeah, we
Vket 5
sort
was
of
less.
died a little bit doing that, and we realized that a lot of people didn't finish their booths, so we changed the system to have a small fee to make sure people were invested and actually completed the booth, and we've been working on giving more tools to make it possible for regular creatives who don't have any Unity skill
Also,
to
it
do it.
was very hard to explore all the worlds.
Yes. Oh God, I still don't. I still find things I haven't seen before in Vket 5 to this day. Like, I still see stuff I haven't seen before to this day, because I think there was so we won a Guinness World Record for that. It was the most exhibits in a virtual reality event, like the most individual exhibitors in a virtual reality event, and it's in the Guinness Book of World Records. It's, I think, 1780. We ran out of time. There was more than that. So they were counting, and you only have an hour, so they had to like speed run through the worlds, counting the booths with the official there. Like, because to get a Guinness World Record, you have to have a person there counting with you, and they have to be like an officiant from the Guinness Book of World Records. So we ran out of time. There's more than what's in the awards, so it's crazy. But since then, of course, there's way more creations that have happened. Vket is really incredible in that this encourages people to make booths and build new items, and every 6 months we get between 3,000 and 6,000 brand new assets for VR chat made for social VR by the community because of the encouragement that Vket creates every 6 months. So I'm really, really happy about it, and we love the enthusiasm that people have. And again, every major avatar you see in here, it probably was a Vket exhibitor at one time. So, you know, that's how you get seen. A lot of people make worlds in VR chat that maybe get 100 or 200 visits in the entire lifetime of that world's popularity. And the same thing with avatars. People will throw something up on booth and it won't get a lot of attention. The avatars that do get attention are in places like Vket. So this is how we do it. And if you have a booth, we want to know about it. Global Team does streams every single week, and we want to show it off, and we want to talk to you about your booth and make really cool documentaries. If you guys haven't seen some of the stuff like that Madame Canna did, I'll throw one of those up. In any case, it's a lot of fun. Don't be shy. Don't think you can't do it. We've had first-time 3D modelers learn to 3D model because of Vket. And really, the having deadlines and that sort of thing is how you learn. Like, you challenge yourself to do something new, and you will get there, right? It's really what it's all about. I think that's it. I'm going to stop my recording now. But you guys don't. Yeah, feel free. You don't have to leave. We can still chat. So yeah, I hope that answered a lot of your questions.
You have questions now? Yeah.
Yeah, feel free if you still have questions. Yeah, fire away.
Vale. Es un fake de un amigo a los
Is it possible if you can speak up a bit? We cannot hear you.
He's whispering. Could have family there. I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm real close to you now.
You can always type if you can't.
Le vendría mal esa pregunta.
But
I can hear you.
just
Yeah,
typing.
no, I can hear you. I turned you up. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, so on the button that says Nostalgia Storybook, there's like a censor bar over
Yes. Yeah, it's so the title hasn't been fully revealed yet. So it's the Diva and so and so's adventure.
I think it's okay to say it actually signifies player.
Yeah. Yeah. So the stories are pretty deep.
It's okay to say that. It's a nameless person.
A censor bar in it, so yeah.
Yeah, it's each world. Those two worlds are interesting because they have completely different.
Okay, let me tell you this. This is so related. That's bad. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So don't worry about it.
Let me so as we go through here, I'm gonna close things off. But what I'll do is I'm gonna show you guys this lovely documentary made by Madame Kana this year. So let me.
Also remember about group photo.
Yeah, actually, yeah. While you're all here, let's do a group photo together too. How about that? That would be lovely. Okay, let's do it. Group photo. Group photo.
Group photo. Come over there to the logo.
At the logo.
Yeah, at the logo.
Where should we post?
Let's see.
Logo. Okay.
Right about here. Yeah, I totally understand totally understand needing to whisper. Whenever I'm in Japan, I usually do the closing ceremony, and I'm a loud talking announcing guy. So like I totally know what it's like to have to be quiet when there's people there. And let me tell you, they do not tolerate noise in apartments in Japan. So like not at all.
Evan?
Yes.
Someone's in front of my camera.
Should I move a bit? Or...
No, you're good. I can see you. You're all good.
Okay.
Yeah, come pop in here and grab a group photo. Even if you're just joining us, feel free to jump in here and be part of this. Thanks again for everybody being here today. This is my third time doing this in so many days, and one more session tomorrow, and hopefully in the next 48 hours we get a rush of exhibitors as we usually do. So it's nice to have everybody here. Hey, thanks for coming to the third Vket Q&A session. Awesome, thank you. And I want to show you guys this documentary over here with Madame Kana. I'm gonna throw it into the video player. Oh, Kudo, come back! Get in here! Kudo, come here! Speaking of IAS and ambassadors,
Barely loading.
I heard Kudo's got a party. I heard Kudo's got a party to go to.
Yep, tomorrow night, for Dio.
Yeah, it should be pretty fun. Thanks for jumping in and joining us here. I want you guys to see this documentary. Madame Kana is one of our ambassadors and spent the entire time that we had Vket last season to. Yeah, I will. Yep. To build this lovely documentary talking about Vket itself, and this is one of the nicest things I've ever seen. So, honestly, it is incredible. And if you've been around here with us, you might see yourself in here. I know my wife's in here.
Like I've gone to paradise. We also love seeing your photos, and if you want your photos to be featured, just post as many as you can with hashtag.
Hey, it's Kudo.
Yeah, it should be pretty amazing. We're counting down. We're getting close. I think we're at 60 seconds now. I'm waiting to hear these guys counting down as well. All right, that's better. So refresh that menu. Vket's open. Please come into VR chat and check it out. I know you all waiting in the worlds. I'm sure Spades over there is ready to drop a portal for everybody else. You know, to jump over there. It's like
Wasn't that one documentary that was made?
Largest virtual reality or like social VR
That's right.
convention in the world. It started out as a way to sort of celebrate the people who are building unique items in here. I'm Lun, the global coordinator for Virtual Market, which is owned by a company called Hiki in Japan.
Hello,
My name is Atrix. It's nice to meet you. You've probably seen me before on many different places, like the VR Chat New Year's World, the VR Chat Pride World, and this time I'm actually a Vket Gen 2 Global Ambassador. Oh wait, one moment. Somebody's calling me on Discord. Hold on. Wait. One moment. Hold on. Sorry.
반갑습니다. 저는 노피라고 합니다. VR챗에서 사람관이
I really appreciate you doing this in Korean too
월드 같은
for that community.
돌아다니면서 사진 찍는 것을 취미로 하는 사람입니다.
So, Vket, or Virtual Market, is a wonderful festival here in VR Chat where people can, sell their items, sell
If
their
you're not
music,
hearing this, feel free to
promote
turn up your
themselves
world
as a
volume. It's in
creator,
there as
or
well.
just have fun.
네, 기본적으로 이제 사람들이 전시하는 다양각색의 점심물들을 보실 수 있고요. 이제 여기서는 이제
A lot of interesting
부스라고
folks here, that's for sure.
이 부스들은 이제 뭐 사람들이 판매하는 뭐 3D 모델이라던가 이제 뭐 맵 같은 이제 다양한 3D 에셋들 이제 그것들을 보실 수 있고 사실 그게 막 엄격하게 정해져 있진 않아요. 지금 여기 보시는 것처럼 캐주얼 사진 갤러리가 될 수도 있는 거고요.
Other things that you can find at Vket obviously are the creator items. If you're a musician, you can find their music, DJ groups, communities.
You can find streamers and VTubers and discover new content creators who are doing video and music and things like that. You can find indie game creators, but the most common thing you'll find is new avatars from avatar creators, especially people who have like the most popular avatars here in VRChat. Pretty much every one of them is a Vket creator, and you'll also find things like accessories and clothing. You can find pretty much anything to build an identity for yourself in VR or find an avatar that really fits your own style.
간단히 말씀드리자면은 세계에서 가장 큰 규모로 개최되는 버추얼 컨벤션 이벤트고요.
Give my pet name.
His name is Booba. No.
Oh, Booba! Hello, Booba! Hello, Booba! Nice to meet you, Booba! No! Hello, Booba!
I know!
Visiting Vket is making a trip into other universes. Every Vket world is tied up in a story of some kind. And
these are all scenes
each one of
from
those
the worlds you can
plots
visit
serve
today,
as
if you'd
almost
like.
a writing prompt. The worlds are developed with a large team, from storyboarding to original art and design, and then we have submodelers that come in to do additional artwork and models to make the worlds feel a little bit more alive and lived in.